Welcome back. It's Monday, February 6th in the NBA. Today I got two player props, a bankroll builder, and a PrizePicks entry coming your guys' way. First, let's recap yesterday. As always, a 1-2 day, losing a little bit of money coming off that 3-0 sweep. The Joel Embiid, Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, same game parlay for plus 115, cashed with ease, but Sabonis and Halliburton do not do their jobs. Both involved in two blowouts, which you hate to see, but either way, let's bounce back today. If you are new, I welcome you to the channel. Happy Monday. Let's enter this week making a ton of money. If you are new, go down below, hit that subscribe button, drop a like too. We are less than 1,000 subscribers away from 150K, so help us get there. And I talked about this yesterday, but since we're doing a PrizePicks entry later on this video, I do want to mention they do have a free square live for Patrick Mahomes to throw for 1 yard. He's going to do that in the Super Bowl coming up on Sunday. Now, I'm not going to use it in today's PrizePicks entry, but I will use it on Sunday when we talk about that Super Bowl video. Of course, be sure you sign up using our code COS or the link down below so you get a 100% deposit match up to $100. It's free money. Take advantage of that, and you can use that free square if you want to today. Now, let's move into our favorite picks. Waste no more of your time, or go to this first guy that's helped us a lot over the past couple weeks. It's the guy that's one of the best players in the NBA. His name is Kawhi Leonard. I like his over 26.5 points, minus 104 on FanDuel. And I saw a couple books hovering around 25.5, but very juiced. I'll take the 26.5 for the minus 104 value. And you can take this at 27.5 if you want to. But at the end of the day, the analysis is more or less the same. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Kawhi's been really great to us, and I think he's going to continue to be great. He's no longer on a minutes limit, and that's shown over 40-plus minutes in 3 straight games. And the Clippers kind of down to an 8-man rotation, so they're not really playing a lot of guys. Now, I don't necessarily know if they were doing an 8-man just because of, the trade deadline coming up. Maybe they're trading some guys, but which still is applicable. But regardless, they're doing an 8-man rotation. Sometimes Robert Covington plays 6 to 7 minutes, but regardless, Kawhi's going to be out there a lot, and the offense is going to run through him. Now, it's him, Paul George, Norm Powell. Now, Norm Powell's obviously coming off the bench, and Paul George has been very inconsistent this year. And so if Paul George is going to struggle, Kawhi's going to be asked to carry an even bigger load. And you see the last 5 games, 17, 27, 32, 33, and 35 points, hitting the over in 4 or 5. It's not only that, the volume's there, 20-plus field goal attempts in 4 straight games. Kawhi is not normally a guy that's going to spam three-pointers. That's not his game. He gets to his spots mid-range, gets to the rim, he's going to lay it in or get to the free throw line. That's why he shoots very efficiently. And, it's not just these last 5 games. He's been really good over the last 13. In fact, averaging 29.1 points per game, hitting the over in 10 of his last 13 games. So he's been really, really good. And you look at who they're taking on. They're taking on the Nets. Now, the Nets obviously made the big blockbuster trade yesterday with Kyrie Irving, sending him to Dallas. And in return, they got Dinwiddie, they got Dorian Finney-Smith, and they got a couple other picks. Awesome trade for them. You could drop your comments how you feel who won that trade, but they got better defensively. However, those guys aren't going to probably play today. So I imagine that Kawhi is going to be out there playing this, G League, not G League Nets team, but a lot of people that you probably have never heard of on this Nets team. But Nicholas Claxton's still going to be down below in the paint, so it's going to be tough to score in the paint. At the end of the day, I don't really trust them with a great defender out there to stop him. And Royce O'Neal probably is the guy that guards Kawhi Leonard. I don't think he'll have a problem dealing with Royce O'Neal. And Kawhi's played well versus Brooklyn, 39, 33, and 29 points in his last 3 against them. And I think this Nets team, without Kyrie Irving, without Kevin Durant, and potentially maybe Ben Simmons comes back, but regardless, I think this Nets team is going to push the pace more than people think. You saw them in their last game against the Wizards, combined for, 158 or 258 points against them. Cam Thomas, very solid off the bench. He'll be able to score the basketball. Seth Curry also out. So they're going to have a lot of young guys that I think are going to push the pace. Teams, guys that haven't really played a lot in the 5, half court setting too much. So I think we're going to see the Clippers be pushed a little bit here. I think we're going to see the Claw probably attempt a ton of shots. He should be able to get us over 26.5 points. So we'll ride with them. Kawhi Leonard taking us over 26.5 points. Now let's keep it moving to a guy that we always talk about the roller coaster ride, and it's the man, Jrue Holiday. I like his over 11.5 rebounds plus assists, which is currently minus 125 on DraftKings. Now, I imagine this moves. And if honestly, I would probably play this up to minus 140 or so. And if it goes to 12.5, do not play it for a full unit. I'd probably suggest playing it for a half unit, and hopefully you can get it at like plus 105, plus 110. Now, let's talk about Mr. Holiday. Him and the Bucks are on the road in Portland taking on the Blazers. And this projects to be a close game. It's a late one, but projects to be close. The Bucks are only 4.5-point favorites, over under at 240. So 1, should be a close game. You should get a lot of minutes. And 2, it should be a high scoring game. So potential for more assists. And assists is probably the route I probably would like to take for a guy like Jrue Holiday if you don't have rebounds and assists combined. Now, let's talk about Holiday coming off a tough game against a tough opponent, the Miami Heat. Now, Giannis, triple-double. He went crazy in that game. But still, they were still really tough against Jrue Holiday. That's what the Heat do. But I think he's going to bounce back because prior to that game, he had 12, 16, 13, and 18 rebounds plus assists, hitting the over in all 4 of those games. So, one bad game, we know the Jrue Holiday roller coaster. You have bad games, and boom, you come right back up, then a bad game. That's normally how it works. And over the last 15 games, Portland really struggling defensively. They've given up the 3rd most rebounds per game, 2nd most assists per game to point guards. That's obviously what position Jrue Holiday plays. And over those last 15 games, the 2nd worst defensive rating in the NBA. You're losing Yusuf Nurkic, probably ain't going to help that either. Drew Eubanks, good luck, my friend, as Giannis is barreling down into the paint. But it's a matchup Drew's taking advantage of. He's obviously going to be out there a lot of minutes to guard Damian Lillard. I imagine Javon Carter off the bench kind of comes out to pest Damian Lillard all 94 feet just to kind of be annoying to him. But you've seen Lillard 14, 13, and 14 rebounds plus assists in his last 3 against this Blazers team when Lillard's active. So he's taking advantage of it. Middleton's still coming off the bench, not 100% healthy. And I think we're going to see Jrue Holiday have a bounce back game. He's played really well recently, hit this over in 15 of his last 19 games with 30 or more minutes. So that's a great success rate, but even better on the road as well. With Giannis, without Giannis, it doesn't matter. He's played really well. Over the last 10 games, he's averaged 12.8 assist chances, 10.4 rebound chances. So the chances are there. We can't guarantee he cashes in on 100% of those, but the chances are there. It should be a fast-paced game, over under 240. I like him to bounce back. The Jrue Holiday roller coaster rides up today. We're taking his over 11.5 rebounds plus assists. You can also take that at 12.5. Just probably limit the amount of money you put on it, because obviously these lines that would be like a 10 or almost an 8 to 10% move from the original line, which I don't love to take. Now, let's move on to a bankroll builder. Talk about a PrizePicks entry. Get on out of here. And we've been doing really well on these. We're going to start with this first guy, Mr. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 25 plus points, then Klay Thompson, 20 plus points, and Jordan Poole, 20 plus points, plus 115 on DraftKings, putting 1 unit on this. Now, if you're on FanDuel, congrats, you can take this exact same thing. However, value's not as good on FanDuel. You get like plus 103. So this is why I say, do always line shop. If you ever want to sign up for DraftKings, we have a link down below in the description. You bet $5 on a money line, you get $200 worth of site credits. Take advantage of that. But this is why I always say line shop, because the difference here, if you put $100 on it, you got 100, you would win 103 on FanDuel. You'd win 115 on DraftKings, $12. Hey, that could go a long way. That's a couple gallons of gas, depending on where you live. Well, let's talk about these, though. SGA's been as good as it gets this year, averaging over 30 points per game, scored 25 or more in 20 of his last 25. Just scored 31 versus Golden State last week. That was despite only scoring 10 points in the first half. I think he bounces back here. Well, not bounces back. The guy's as good as it gets, but no Lou Dort. He's going to attempt a lot of shots, get to the free throw line. He can get us 25. I can sleep at night knowing SGA hurt me with 25 or more points. He's really good. As for Klay and Jordan Poole, we know Stephen Curry, or if you don't know, Stephen Curry's probably out for a couple weeks. Thompson and Poole going to be the guys that are going to be counted on to shoot the basketball, and a lot of their possessions are going to end with Poole or Thompson firing it up. You've seen Poole, 20 plus points in 22 of his last 25 without Stephen Curry active. You also, I don't mind Poole's regular over. It was 22.5, boosted up to 23.5. Now, if it goes to 24.5, probably wouldn't take that. Let's talk about Klay Thompson, though. 20 plus points in 5 straight games without Curry, including 7 straight games at home. We know Klay's been really good at home with or without Stephen Curry. He's going to attempt a lot of shots, and I think he certainly can get there. He's not going to really get to the free throw line a ton, but he can get there, and at the end of the day, I really don't trust the Thunder defensively without Lou Dort, and they've been a better defensive team as of late. Don't get it fooled. They've been a pretty good defensive team over the last 15 games, but these are two guys that are going to attempt, 20, 25 shots apiece. I'll take chances that they don't shoot 4 for 20, and if they do, that's just, they chalk it up to the game. But I like these 3 guys, SGA 25, Jordan Poole 20 plus, and Klay Thompson 20 plus points. You're getting plus 115 on DraftKings. High over under for this game. Should be a close game. Should get all their normal minutes. I'll take my chances at plus 115, the identical value from yesterday. Now, let's move on to the PrizePicks entry. We're doing 4 legs, 4 squares, and we're doing a 10x your payout. You put $10. I'm doing a power play, but doing $10 and you win over 100. So we'll certainly take this. Let's talk about the first 2. Kawhi Leonard more than 26.5 points. Jrue Holiday more than 11.5 rebounds plus assists. Boom, we already talked about that. If you want to know why I like those, scroll back in the video. You'll understand why. Now the other 2 are 2 Celtics players, and I like both of them. They're overs in the first half. Mr. Jason Tatum over or more 14.5 points in the first half, and Jaylen Brown more than 13.5 points in the first half. Now these kind of go against each other, but I imagine Jason Tatum bounces back after shooting 2 for 9 in the first half last game, 3 for 15 overall against the Suns. I think he can get 15 points. And you look at Jaylen Brown, he's normally a guy that could easily hit this over in just the first quarter, but he's also a very consistent guy. It should be a high-paced game against the Pistons. And if this is a blowout, you're probably going to get there in the first half, and Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are probably going to be the guys that are going to get you to the blowout. So I think each of them could easily get us 15 points in the first half, cash those legs, and hopefully the other 2 plays cash. 10x my payout. Yeah, sign me up. So a reminder, sign up for PrizePicks using our code COS or the link down below in the description for a 100% deposit match. And those are my favorite plays. Not going to tell you anything else. Have a great Monday. Let's go 3-0, cash that PrizePicks entry, and I'll see you guys back again in the same time, same place, Tuesday morning. See you guys then. Peace out.